If you want to move better, feel great and stay pain-free as you age, follow along and learn these 10 simple joint mobility drills to keep your joints healthy and moving well. Okay, I'm wearing nice, loose-fitting, comfy clothes. I'm standing in the neutral stance with my feet hip width apart. Tailbones, the bones you sit on, facing down, not stuck out, not tucked underneath, facing down. Tummy relaxed, chest, shoulders relaxed, space between your armpits and your torso. And just imagine there's a string pulling the crown of your head upwards. This is standing in a neutral spine, or in Qigong you call this a Wuji stance. And if you want a video about that, let me know. So standing in this stance, you're going to keep your knees and hips facing forward, and we're gently going to rotate from the waist. Nice and gently. Turning from side to side. Did you hear that little click in my knee then? So just gently rotating from the waist. Breathing and moving. We're trying to loosen up and mobilize the spine and all the muscles that support it. Okay, now if you're okay with this, start looking over your shoulders and increase the rotation. Remember to keep your hips and knees facing forward and you're turning from the hips. And if you feel okay with that, you can increase the rotation a little bit more and you can look 180 degrees behind you. So nice spiraling mobility. And we're going to slow it down and we're going to come to a standstill. Okay, next we're going to mobilize our hips. Really important on this. So again, try not to move your head, keep your head moving forward and circle your hips. And when you go back, pushing the bottom out a little bit, and that may help to alleviate tension you feel in the lower back. So what we're doing here, we're warming up the muscles that surround the hips. Super important. And if you do this every day, or every other day, tension doesn't build up. You maintain. So let's change direction. Mobilizing the hips with hip circles. Breathing and moving. Okay, we're going to do a couple more. Good work. Now we're going to mobilize the knee, ankle and the foot. We'll be standing on one leg, so if you haven't got the best balance, feel free to have a chair to support you or put your hand on the wall. The important thing is not to put too much pressure when you lift it onto the leg that remains on the floor or the hip. Does that make sense? So, put 2 hands below the tummy, concentrate on the leg that remains on the floor, and we're going to lift this leg so the foot is hanging down. And we're going to circle the foot around the knee. The knee's not moving, but we're circling the foot around the knee. And I'm flexing my ankle. Can you see that? I'm flexing my ankle. Oh, it clicked. And I'm spreading my toes and I'm scrunching my toes. So this is a good way to get mobility. Is your knee, ankle and foot joint. Okay, let's change direction now. Again, if you can't balance on one leg, just hold on to a wall or hold on to a chair. He says, nearly losing his balance. Okay, we're going to do a couple more. Getting some nice mobility into our knee, ankle and foot joint. Good, give that a little shake out. We're going to switch to the other leg now. So, lifting one leg, circling the foot around the knee, flexing the ankle. It's a really good way to mobilise the knee without putting any pressure on it. That's it, spreading the toes, flexing your ankles. Okay, let's change direction. Breathing and moving. Flexing the ankle, scrunching your toes up, spreading your toes, and getting some good mobility into your knee. Let's do a couple more. Okay, good job. Give that a little shake out. Back to our neutral stance. Move to the upper body now. So we're going to do, I was about to say another important one, but they're all important. We'll do some shoulder rolls. So we're going to lift the shoulders up, pull the shoulders back a little bit, squeezing the shoulder blades together, down and forwards. So we're doing shoulder rolls. Lifting the shoulders up, putting them back, forwards, up, back, down, forwards. Getting rid of some tension that builds up in our shoulders. You've heard of the saying, you've got the weight of the world on the shoulders, or sometimes literally. We carry a lot of stiffness in our shoulders. Okay, we'll do a couple more. Releasing tension. Well done. So we're going to change direction now. So another angle. Lift them up and forwards. Remember, not just moving the hands. You're moving the shoulders. Some people like to do it like this, with their arms across the chest. Lifting the shoulders, rolling the shoulders forward. Let's do 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Now let's get into a second exercise to mobilise the shoulders. It's called a hitchhiker. So you keep your thumb up, hence the name, the whole time, and you lead with your thumb. So what we're going to do is you're going to go up and turn the hand out and down. You're leading with the thumb. Now if you've got really good mobility, you should be able to keep it close to your ear. But if that's challenging, you can go up and you can go further away from the body. And as your mobility improves, you might start out here. After a few weeks, you'll be able to get it up here, but turn out. So really you feel the stretch from here to here. Okay, so up and out, up, leading with the thumb, keep that thumb up. Right, well done, we're going to change direction now. So keeping that thumb up, we're going back, circling the arm up, that turn your hand out, lead with the thumb. And again, just to repeat, the further away from your head, the easier it is. Okay. Keep that thumb up so the stretch is from here to here. Well done. Let's move to the other arm. Keep the thumb up and out, up and out. Mobilizing the shoulder joint and releasing tension. Let's do a couple more. We're going to change direction. Okay, going to change direction. So, if your shoulders are really stiff, go further away from the body, but still lead with the thumb. And if your mobility is a little bit better, you can get it closer to your ear, but try not to rotate from the waist like that. Okay, let's do a couple more. Okay, well done. So we're going to do a couple of mobility exercises for the neck. So again, back to our neutral stance. We're just going to do some neck rotations. So I'm going to turn my head from looking forward to 90 degrees to the right, if I'm able to. Okay, so a nice neutral stance. Turn to the right and back to the middle. Turn to the right and back to the middle. Now if you feel some restriction or pain, only go as far as you feel capable of. But every time you do this, try to go a little bit further. Okay, we can do one more. Okay, back to the middle. Let's go to the other side now, just turning. It's normal for one side to have a little bit better mobility than the other side. Couple more. Okay, you can keep your tongue in the roof of your mouth now. You can drop your chin down, and we're going to do some neck rolls. Okay, so we're just going to let the chin drop down like this, and we're going to gently roll the neck clockwise. I'm not forcing anything. Clicks, cracks and pops without pain are fine. Okay, then we're going to stop at the bottom, chin is down. Let's change direction. Not forcing anything. Breathing, rotating your head around like that. Let's do a couple more. Keep your chin down at the bottom and you just lift your head up like that. Well done. Okay, we're going to come down to the floor now. We're going to do some floor mobility exercises. The first one is a yoga pose called the child pose. So we're going to come down on all fours like this. Have your feet pointing straight back, and you're going to sit your bum down towards your heels, and you're going to push your palms and forearms into the floor like that. And you're going to breathe in, and you're just going to push your hips back. If you want, you can give your hips a little bit of a wiggle from side to side to get rid of some stress you might feel on the lower back. And we're just going to come down in this position, and we're going to breathe in and breathe out, do 4 breaths. And as we breathe out, we're going to sink into the floor. And we're getting a nice stretch, especially on the lower back here, and down the anterior of your legs and feet here. Okay, try to keep your feet facing backwards. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathe in, expand. Breathe in, sink into the floor. Good work. Now, just show you a little bit of a different angle. You're going to bring your hands here. You're going to come up on all fours. My hands are hip, shoulder width apart. I'm going to push the legs back like this. I'm going to drop my hips down into the cobra pose like this. So, I'm pulling my tummy in and upwards, drawing in and upwards. I'm squeezing my bottom a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is lift my chest out my shoulders here, like this. And I'm going to do 4 deep breaths here. I'm going to breathe in. I'm going to breathe out. You feel a nice stretch in the hips as well. Lift your chest out the shoulders and look up. Okay, let's do one more breath. Squeeze the bottom. And from here, you can push back into the child pose. And just give your hips a little bit of a wiggle. Before we move to our final mobility drill, which is one for your hips, the inward and outward rotation of your hips. So we're going to get into a shin box like this. So one leg is half cross-legged, and one leg is going backwards like that. Can you see that? So it's like a right angle here. You have your hands behind you to support you, and we're going to go and using your hips, you're going to roll from the side of your feet until your feet are flat on the floor like this and your knees are pointing upwards. And then without moving your torso, you're going to drop your knees to the other side and you're going to roll your feet onto the side like that. If you're very stiff in the hips, you might find that you move around a bit. But your goal is to not move your torso and just let your hips rotate inwards and outwards. Almost like windscreen wipers. Imagine your torso is the windscreen. Your legs are the windscreen wipers and your hips are the motors that move the windscreen wipers. And you'll be surprised if you feel really stiff and awkward doing this, the more you do it, the more you will free motion of your hips up. And again, my hands are just behind me. I'm not hurting my wrists and they're just supporting me. My lower back is not scrunched into the floor. Okay, so this is a shin box, inward and outward rotation of your hips. Okay, we'll do a couple more each side. And that's it. Well done. And if you got something from this video, please like, subscribe and share. Take the best care of yourself. See you in the next one. Okay, you're all mobilized now, so if you're ready for workout, click here to keep momentum going.